Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello. It is Friday. Man, it's raining. But you know what? I'm telling you something. It's sun shining inside of me. You know why? Because Jesus is the Son of God. And I am rejoicing today because I know what's in store for me. You know what's in store for me? Beautiful, glorious future. Yeah, I know you was looking for something deep. Nah, it ain't nothing all deep. Breathing God's air and moving toward my destiny. What is my destiny? Whatever God has placed in my path is my destiny, because they said the steps of a righteous man are ordered by the Lord. So therefore, I am just being patient, working on my patience to see this, just to follow those steps. Now that's difficult, but not impossible. All right. If you're a Bible believing person, the steps of a righteous man, when he says man, it means woman, of course, included, are ordered by the Lord. So you be encouraged as you go through life. Okay. But I wanted to jump right in because this was a bun burner for me, because this was in my sleep like early this morning, right? And I was like, man, I could not wait to introduce this concept to you guys, because I'm appreciative that I get an opportunity to share a little bit of my life, a little bit of other people's lives that I don't use their names, to share with you the importance of a Bible believing marriage. It's so important, because the reason why I say that, and I'm not addressing those other belief systems, I'm focusing on what works for me, because since I'm the person that's sharing information, I have to give you what works for me. Okay. And what works for me is that I believe that Jesus was born, died, and rose again. Now, that is my foundational belief system. But then there are life circumstances that couple with my belief that gave me life experience. This one experience I'm going to talk about today is very, very important. And it's talking about, when is help not help? I know it doesn't say that verbatim in the Bible, but it's in there. Okay. When is help not help? Let me explain. I'm going to do it the fast as I can. Okay. I'm going to do it as fast as I can. All right. You have to be this is a mandatory situation right here. This is a major key alert. You have to be mindful when you're juggling your spouse and your family. When is help not help comes into play, when those two entities clash. Look at my hands, clash. Okay. You have to be mindful, because unintentionally or intentionally, your family can destroy your marriage. Okay. They can literally tear the fabric of your marriage apart in its infancy stage. You hear what I'm saying? And here's how they do it. They keep asking and asking and nagging and asking and asking and asking and asking, till it gets to a point where your husband or your wife has to say, honey, did I marry the family or did I marry you? Because you're constantly doing something for them. Now, am I saying to neglect the people that brought you into this world that may need assistance? Because remember, I teach on Sunset that they need sometimes extra attention as they get older. No, I'm not saying to neglect them. I am saying is to put God first and ask him when to help and when to not help. God will give you discernment if you ask for it, when it comes to, because you could be destroying your relationship with your husband or your wife, going out of your way to help your family. You have to be mindful. Family can drain financially, physically, and mentally. Okay. They can drain you dry, and then you left holding the bag. They done moved on and talking about how your relationship, how you destroyed your marriage. Girl, you had a good man. How did you do that? You helped me do it by calling me that you needed help all the time, that you call him in the middle of the night, call him in the daytime, trying to can you borrow some money? Can you borrow my car? Can you do this? I need you to go over here and do this. I'm about to fall out. And not being independent from helping me, because the one person that you have to be concerned about is the responsible person. Me and Pastor William talked about that in a video, which I'm going to post today. Being the responsible person means everybody calls the responsible person. Here's the downside to that. They can kill the responsible person. All right? They would kill you and go on to the next person. Is that harsh? No, it's reality. You have to be mindful of your boundaries. You have to set boundaries with your family and friends. I said this once before. I'm going to say it again. If you came into your marriage to fail, there are several steps I can give you that can cause you to fail, to say I successfully failed in my marriage. If you want that badge on your sleeve, I can show you how to do it. It's an easy steps to fail. But if you want to succeed, you got to work at success. And one of those things, again, I'm going to reiterate this again, set boundaries. You have to set boundaries because your family and friends are used to you being available when they needed you to be or when they want you to be. But now that you have a spouse, you have to say, pump the brakes, calm down. Let me talk with my spouse and see if I can do this or see if we can do this. Because again, it's not just me anymore. When it was just me, I could give you a couple $100, keep it moving. I just fast or don't eat something or something, or don't go out to eat, make up the difference. Now that I got somebody with me, I got to cover their expenses and cover some probably other responsibility like an apartment or something. I ain't living with mom or whatever, different things. I have to think this thing out. I can't just spontaneously cash app you some money. You understand what I'm saying? I have to sit back and count up the costs. I have to sit back and say, okay, how's this going to affect the household? Even when somebody just call you on random and may need you, man, I need you over here. They used to you doing that. I need you to come over here real quick, man. I got something going on. Hold up, bro. I got a family. I got to sort this out. You know, now if it's an emergency, your spouse will understand it. I mean, your mom, somebody break a hip or something, and you got to run over there and do something. But it can't not be a forest fire every time somebody calls. It's a forest fire. There has to be some brush fires. You get what I'm saying? So you have to determine, is it a brush fire or a forest fire? Because I have to still contend or have a given account to my spouse as unto the Lord. You don't like those rules where you have to give accountability? For those of you that engage, cut it off. You don't want to give accountability as a husband or wife. Cut your engagement off today. Because if you don't do that, then you're doing a disservice to your spouse. Out of respect to God, let me give it to you like this, because people just neglect their family. Now, it's no big deal. You know, it's nothing to it. Out of respect to God, you have to have accountability to your spouse. If you don't have accountability to your spouse, you are going against the biblical principles of Jesus Christ. I can give it to you in scripture. You're going against the biblical principles of Jesus Christ if you cannot give, or you're not willing to give accountability to your spouse. And giving accountability to your spouse is giving them room to say, honey, I don't think we should do this. I love mom. I love dad. I love your brother. But we can't do this at this particular point in time. All right. It's not the season. And you have to get out of your feelings and calm down and hear what they have to say, and not that they're trying to offset your relationship. I said it before. I lift up my mom and dad. I love them. I think I've respected them the best of my ability. I believe that I've held them in high regard in the position that they carry. But I also understand the biblical concept with when me and my wife became one. It is no longer me, but it's we. So then we have to sit down and see what we can do. Not what I can do or what you can do, what we can do. So we've missed different things that were pertaining to the family that was not beneficial to our marriage. I'm not ashamed of it, and nor would I apologize for it. My marriage next to Jesus Christ means more to me than anything. So I'm not apologizing for putting putting myself in a situation where my marriage is successful. I have to cut away things just like the person that clips and cut the bonsai tree. I have to cut away things that's not beneficial to my marriage. So if it's not beneficial to my marriage, I gotta cut them off and it off. All right? When is help not help is the question on today. Ask yourself if what you're doing with your family or friends is hindering or hurting your marriage. Is that help? You all have a good weekend. Be safe out there. If you're in the 757, it is raining. Forecast is rain all weekend. Happy Father's Day to those who apply to. Happy Fathers to fathers that don't have children but are fathering those that's not fleshly theirs. I encourage you this weekend to have a blast, be blessed, be safe, and above all things, keep God as the foundation of your life. Peace.